Thank you very much for joining us here on Urban Debate on Mirror Now. I am Heena Gambhir. The Hindu New Year began on 2nd of April with Pratipad Tithi of Shukl Paksh of Chaitra month, culminating in one of the most revered Hindu festivals, Chaitra Navratri. Hindu devotees observe fast and worship goddess Durga for 9 days. Each day has its own significance. For Muslims, the holy month of Ramzan began from 2nd of April. It's the commemoration of Prophet Muhammad's first revelation. Ramzan or Ramadan is regarded as one of the 5 pillars of Islam. For followers of both the faiths, it is Navratri and Ramzan. And this is an opportunity to bring back the gaiety and fervor missing for the last 2 years. It is said in India, if there is peace, be prepared for politics to step in. Navratri started on 2nd of April. On the third auspicious day, as a hindsight, came a midstream bolt for residents of South Delhi. South Delhi Municipal Corporation Mayor Mukesh Suryan woke up on the third day of Navratri, that's 4th of April. He realized suddenly that meat shops in his jurisdiction were offending the sensibilities of devotees. He felt that devotees of goddess Durga who observe fast and abstain from consuming meat, alcohol and some spices were offended by the sight and smell of meat shops. He realized late in the day that the beliefs and sentiments of devotees on their way to temples were affected by open meat shops. So what did he do? Well, he, through a diktat, ordered a post-dated closure of meat shops in his area. On 4th of April, from 2nd of April to 11th of April. But wait, there is a subtext to the mayoral order. It's a meat shop ban, not meat ban. So residents of South Delhi who want to consume meat as per their beliefs and culinary or dietary preferences can buy from other Delhi areas where meat shops haven't been shut. The opposition has erupted over this bizarre order. It has termed it arbitrary. Denial of right to pick what people eat. Majority of meat shops are run by Muslims. For them, the ban will mean loss in earnings. Their workers may suffer job loss, both in the middle of Ramzan. The most important in this context is why the order? Well, as I said earlier, if you see peace, watch out for politics lurking in the shadows. The central government recently brought in a new law for Municipal Corporation of Delhi to merge the 3 corporations into one entity. For the new entity, polls will be held after a delimitation of seats. And it seems that South Delhi Mayor's meat shop ban move may be marinated with religious sentiments. They are aimed at the electoral oven. A similar move was announced in Ghaziabad. The mayor seems to have taken from UP playbook. So tonight, we want to discuss, is the mayor right in ordering meat shop ban? Do meat shops offend devotees? Or is it the same old story? MCD के चुनाव के लिए polarization का तड़का लग गया है. But before we begin the debate, let's see who said what today and how the politics unfolded.
वो कह रहे थे कि सर आपको पहले कर देना चाहिए था क्योंकि हमारे पास 90% 95% काम ही नहीं है. बट हमें दुकान खोल कर रखनी पड़ रही है. हमारे चीजें, हमें बिजली का बिल, पानी का बिल, हमारे मेंटेनेंस हमारे ऊपर पड़ रहे हैं. तो इस बहाने हमारी दुकान की अब आने वाले 4-5 दिनों में अच्छे सफाई कर पाएंगे, चीजें क्लियर कर पाएंगे. मिठाइयां लेकर लोग आए हैं. 95% लोगों ने इस फैसले का स्वागत किया है. और जो 5 से 10% लोग हैं, मैं उनसे भी कहना चाहता हूं कि जब वो 90% लोग आपके फैसले के साथ सहमत होते हैं तो आज जब उनकी भावनाओं की कदर करने की बात है, उनके सेंटिमेंट्स को रखने की बात नहीं. मैंने कब मना किया किसी को खाने के लिए? मैं कह रहा हूं 11 तारीख के बाद आप नाश्ते में भी खाइए, आप लंच में भी खाइए, आप डिनर में भी खाइए, आप स्नैक्स में भी खाइए. वी आर नॉट डिनाइंग दैट. बट हमारा ये फैसला है, हमारी जो लोगों की भावनाएं हैं, हम उस भावनाओं को कदर करते हैं. और हमेशा नगर निगम जनहित में फैसले लेता है. और अच्छी पहल कभी भी हो सकती है. अच्छी पहल का कोई समय नहीं होता. तो जब समय आया, जब अच्छी पहल हमने करनी चाहिए, हमने किए. और मैं विपक्ष को कहना चाहता हूं कि 90% दिल्ली के समर्थन में आए और 90% दिल्ली के लोगों की भावनाओं को समझे. नवरात्रों में दिल्ली में हमने ये फैसला लिया है तो पूरी तरह से इसको हम लागू करेंगे और इस फैसले पे मैं अटल भी हूं.
आजकल नवरात्र के दिन चल रहे हैं. मंदिरों में जाके अपने घर के अंदर सभी हिंदू भाई पूजा कर रहे हैं, चाहे माँ ब्रह्मचारिणी हो, चाहे माँ चंद्रघंटा हो, सभी की प्रतिदिन पूजा की जाती है। मैं सभी मीट विक्रेताओं से निवेदन है कि इन दिनों में पूर्वी दिल्ली नगर निगम में जितने भी मीट विक्रेता हैं वे अपनी दुकानों को बंद रखें। इसमें आपसी सौहार्द बढ़ेगा, एक दूसरे के त्योहार का सम्मान होगा।
हमारे देश की संस्कृति ये कहती है कि जब भी त्योहार हो एक दूसरे के धर्म का हमको सम्मान करना चाहिए, और मैं साउथ एमसीडी द्वारा इस उठाए गए कदम का पुरजोर स्वागत करता हूं, और मैं चाहता हूं कि तीनों नगर निगम इसको लागू करें, पूरे दिल्ली एनसीआर और नहीं पूरा देश इसको लागू करे, और हम कैसे एक दूसरे के धर्म के प्रति सम्मान रखते हैं ये पूरे दुनिया को सीख जानी चाहिए।
मेयर या कोई भी नेता नगर निगम के अंदर नियम जारी नहीं कर सकता, वो केवल अपनी राय कमिश्नर महोदय को दे सकता है और कमिश्नर के थ्रू दिल्ली एमसीडी के अंदर नियम जारी होते हैं। क्यों ऐसा होता है कि 2 दिन पहले स्टैंडिंग कमेटी होती है जिसमें भारतीय जनता पार्टी का पूर्ण बहुमत है, उस स्टैंडिंग कमेटी में ये विषय के बारे में डिस्कशन नहीं होती, केवल और केवल मीडिया स्पेस लेने के लिए ऐसे पत्र लिखे जाते हैं।
नवरात्रे हों या रमजान हो, किसी भी व्यक्ति की धार्मिक भावनाओं पर ठेस न पहुंचे। दोनों समुदाय के व्रत हैं, व्रतों के प्रति कोई व्यवधान न पहुंचे, ऐसा कोई कृत्य नहीं करना चाहिए। और चाहे आइसक्रीम की दुकान बंद हो रही हो या मीट की हो रही हो, उसके पीछे 2 कारण है, एक हाइजीनिक और अनहाइजीनिक। कई चीज़ें हम बेचते हैं आम दिनों और नवरात्रों में थोड़ा एक फ़र्क होना चाहिए कि इजहार करके नहीं होना चाहिए जिससे किसी को ठेस पहुंचे।
आप ये देखिए, राइट टू चॉइस आप डिनाई कर रहे हैं, इक्वल राइट्स आप डिनाई कर रहे हैं, और आपके घरों में तो आकर खाना नहीं बना रहे हैं वो, या आपको जबरन लेकर नहीं जा रहे हैं मीट शॉप्स में कि आप खरीदिए। देखिए, मैं खुद शाकाहारी, ना मैं हमारे घर में अंडा आता, ना हम प्याज खाते, पर क्या हमारे सम्मान नहीं करना चाहिए उन लोगों का जो खाते होंगे? तो इस तरीके से जब इक्वल सिटीजन्स बोला है, इक्वालिटी सबको दी है, धर्म के आधार पे नहीं इक्वालिटी हुई है, ना हमारा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ये कहता है कि रिलीजन के आधार पे आपको राइट्स दिए जाएंगे या आपकी फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज़ होंगी। तो इस तरीके की शर्मनाक सोच देश में लाना, ये वही सोच है जो ध्रुवीकरण की सोच है, ना कि प्रगति की सोच हो।
अब ये फैसला एमसीडी करेगी कौन क्या खाएगा और क्या नहीं खाएगा। नवरात्रों के अंदर तो गेहूं और चावल भी नहीं खाया जाता, उस पर भी पाबंदी लगा दे। लेकिन मैं बीजेपी की सरकार से कहना चाहता हूं, एमसीडी से कहना चाहता हूं, सिर्फ गोश्त को बंद कर देने से एमसीडी का चुनाव नहीं जीता जा सकता है। चुनाव जीतने के लिए काम करना पड़ता है।
He is absolutely infringing the fundamental basic rights of a citizen. What to eat, what to dress, what to speak, all these things are being restricted by the municipal corporation and the government agencies. Means it is total violation of the basic human rights of a citizen. Not to eat anything, not to use these things and all these things. Such a directions or orders from the municipal corporation or from any government agencies, it cannot be said as a fair manner by which it is being done. So it is to be totally opposed, and it is against the basic fundamental rights as well as the basic human rights of a particular citizen.
ये तो मुसलमानों के खाने का मसला है, ग़िज़ा का है। अब कोई कुछ खाता है, कोई कुछ खाता है, तो ये हलाल गोश्त जो फैक्ट्रियों से आता है उसको बेचा जाता है। तो कोई ऐसा कोई अहम मौका हो कि साहब आज दुकान नहीं खुलेगी, ठीक है, लेकिन ये रोजगार से जुड़ा हुआ है मुसलमानों के, तो इसलिए इसको इस टाइप की कोई पाबंदी के साथ बिल्कुल गोश्त बेचा ही नहीं जाएगा। ये तो नाइंसाफी है।
नहीं, ये चीज़ तो गलत होगी, क्योंकि देखो जो मंदिर के एरिया के अंदर आते हैं वो समझ में आती है कि भाई ठीक है कि बंद करनी चाहिए थी, लेकिन अगर वो न्यूट्रल एरिया के अंदर होता है तो ये चीज़ गलत है, फिर बंद नहीं करनी चाहिए। कोई मंदिर हो जाता है, बाकी ऐसा कोई वो नहीं है।
इसका जवाब मैं देना चाहूँगा। आप कहते हैं कि गोश्त से जुड़े हुए लोग इफेक्ट हो जाएंगे। अगर आप सर्वे करेंगे, जहाँ तक हमारी नॉलेज है, ये ज़्यादातर जो बड़ा काम कर रहे हैं ना, बीफ का या बर्फ का या मटन का, सारे ही नॉन मुस्लिम लोग हैं, जिनकी भी बड़ी फैक्ट्रीज हैं या बड़े बूचड़ खाने हैं, लोकल लैंग्वेज में कहते हैं, ये सब नॉन मुस्लिम ही लोग हैं, तो फ़र्क उनको पड़ना है मैम, हमें नहीं।
इसमें कोई दिक्कत वाली बात नहीं है, अगर वो बंद कर रहे हैं तो कर सकते हैं। जो खाने वाला वो तो कहीं ना कहीं सबका जुगाड़ कर ही लेगा ना, वो तो यूपी में ही बंद किया है, दिल्ली में बंद करें, दिल्ली में ही बंद कर दीजिए, पूरे देश में बंद कर दो। अगर ऐसा ही कुछ है तो पूरे देश में ही बंद कर सकते हैं।
जो तो जायज़ ही है, खुलनी चाहिए, लेकिन जब वो आदेश है तो मानना पड़ रहा है। अब क्या करें इस चीज़ के लिए?
तो आपको लगता है कि आदेश गलत है, नहीं होना चाहिए?
हाँ, वो तो गलत है, गलत है।
जो चीज़ खाने वाली है उस पर बैन क्या लगाने के? उस पर क्या बैन लगाना है?
शुरू से अब तक चलता ही आ रहा है शुरू से अब तक, तो उस पर बैन लगाने का क्या मतलब?
खाने का चीज़ वो तो खाएगा ही, इसमें बंद करने में क्या है? सरकार का आदेश बंद करने में।
लेकिन आप इस आदेश को आप लोग कैसे देखते हैं, मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी के लोग कैसे देख रहे हैं सर?
मुस्लिम हिंदू सब भाई हैं, हम सब भाईचारा है।
आदेश ठीक है, आपको लगता है ठीक है?
उनके हिसाब से ठीक है।
हमारा जो रोटी खाते हैं ना शहरी में, बगैर गोश्त नहीं खाते, दाल बना लो, कुछ भी बना लो, अच्छा नहीं लगता। क्या छोड़ना हो इसमें, मगर इससे अच्छा लगता है, पेट भी भरता है।
यानी कि शहरी जो होती है बिना गोश्त की नहीं होती है?
नहीं होती है हमारे, पेट ही नहीं भरता है। बहुत से तो भाई ऐसे हैं कि बगैर इसके खाते रखते ही नहीं अंदर, और बहुत से ऐसे बेचारे अपना पेट भर ले।
So MCD elections, meet and the mayor. That's our big focus on urban debate on Mirror Now this evening. Joining us on the broadcast is Vineet Goenka, spokesperson of the BJP, Meera Agarwal, former mayor from the national capital, Swati Malik, spokesperson of the Congress party, Ravi Srivastava, political analyst, is going to be joining us in just a bit. We also have with us Rizwan Siddiqui, senior lawyer. Good evening to all of you. Thank you for joining us here on Urban Debate on Mirror Now. Vineet Goenka, religious sentiment or poll gimmick? What is really the reason behind this post-dated order of the mayor?
Ram Ram to you and the learned panel here and all the audience who are watching this, and let me wish everybody a fantastic Navratri which is going on. So let Ma Durga bless all of you. Ma'am, this is simple sentiments of people who are there. They are pious. This is a pious month. This is the only festival in the world where the mother is celebrated. All the 9 days, 9 forms of mother is celebrated. The feminine celebration is not there in any other system, any other faith, nowhere in the world. And in this, there is a small request by the community. Can you stop hurting the sentiments? When these people who fast, who are obedient, who practice Navratri, they go to temple when they go and when they see meat around them, their sentiments are hurt. And we all, we are good people. So we should respect their sentiments. We should respect their appeal. And I think we should stop this. And everybody should come together and say, yes, this is only 9 days. It's a matter of 9 days, not more, where we should respect sentiments of this obedient crowd and who celebrates a fantastic celebration of mother. Tell me anywhere in the world, do you see this kind of celebration where, mother has been celebrated like this? So my request to you and through you to everybody who is observing this particular fantastic debate is, let us respect this pious festival. Let us respect this fantastic celebration of 9 days. And no meats in there.
Navratri is going on.
Stop their shops.
Ramzan is also going on. Vineet Goenka, my question to you was very simple. What is the reason behind this post-dated order? You have given me a reason. You say that it is a request by the community. Fair enough. I will get Ms. Meera Agarwal to respond to this particular point of yours. But before that, I want to again ask you what I asked earlier. What is the reason behind this post-dated order? Why could we not get this order on, say, 1st of April or maybe 31st of March so that the people who are involved in this particular business could be prepared for it? I'm talking about the livelihood of the people that's going to get impacted with this order of yours. Mr. Vineet Goenka.
Thank you for asking this fantastic 3 questions in 1 question. So let me go one by one for each of the question which you have asked me. Navratri started on 2nd of April. It will go until 11th of April, 9 days. Order came, the request or the suggestion or the letter or the order came on 4th. It was on the 2nd day. When community saw that people are not cooperating, they are deliberately hurting, hanging meat pieces outside their shop. Then people, the community went and requested the mayor. Mayor heard the opinion. He wrote in the letter that it is an opinion of larger public there, people there, and so I'm requesting to stop the shop. So there is nothing called as post-dated, pre-dated, 1 day to 2 days. I have never asked this question to judges who stopped selling of crackers a day before Diwali, ki whether there will be losses to the people who are selling this thing. I never asked a question to Arvind Kejriwal ji when he stopped Chhat Puja a day before that. Thousands of people sell things which are used in Chhat. Madam, in the Chhat, we take sugar cane sticks, we take other stuffs there, and there are small businessmen.
So your argument, Vineet Goenka, is that suddenly on second and third you got these requests from the members of Hindu community, and that is the reason why the mayor of SDMC was forced to issue this particular order. Miss Meera Agarwal, Vineet Goenka, you've made your point. 1 second. Miss Meera Agarwal, you've been the mayor of the national capital. Did you get any such requests? Because Navratri is celebrated twice every year. Why did we never see this kind of an order coming out from you when you were the mayor of the national capital, of the MCD here?
देखिए, जिस तरह से दिल्ली में लगातार आबादी बढ़ रही है और बाज़ारों में भीड़ बढ़ रही है, उससे इस समय में जो है लगातार अब रिक्वेस्ट आना शुरू हुई है। मेरी भी बात हुई थी, नॉर्थ दिल्ली के मेयर से भी हुई थी, कि अब लोग बाग भीड़ के कारण से एक दूसरे से थोड़ा सा इस तरह की चीज़ों में डिस्टर्बेंस महसूस करते हैं। और जिस तरह से आप बात कर रही हैं कि व्यापारियों को मौका नहीं मिला, तो दिवाली पर पटाखे एकदम से बैन कर दिए गए। मेरे जानकारी में कई परिवार ऐसे हैं जिनका लाखों का नहीं, उससे भी ज़्यादा का सामान जो है वो डंप हो गया अगले साल तक के लिए, और अगले साल भी क्या होना है क्या नहीं। मुझे लगता है समाज की भावनाओं को ध्यान में रखते हुए जब कोई निर्णय लिया जाता है तो उसमें कभी देर और जल्दी का सवाल नहीं है। 2 दिन 3 दिन जब इनकन्वीनियंस हुई लोगों को, ये पवित्र महीना ऐसा है, देवताओं का आह्वान किया जाता है, माता को बुलाया जाता है, हर घर में हर तीसरे घर में कीर्तन हो रहे होते हैं। तो ऐसे में जब अगर घर के एकदम बराबर में कहीं कोई मंदिर के बराबर में दुकान है इस तरह की, और उसमें इस तरह की गतिविधियां होती हैं, तो मुझे लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं इसमें बैन लगाने में कोई हर्ज नहीं है, एक दूसरे की भावनाओं की रिस्पेक्ट करते हुए। आप देखिए, रमज़ान का महीना भी है और श्रीनगर में हम एक बार गए थे तो दिन के समय सब रेस्टोरेंट भी बंद थे। हाँ, मतलब वो भी तो भावनाएं ही है ना जी, वो चाहे हिंदू है चाहे मुसलमान है, वहाँ पर दिन में कोई रेस्टोरेंट खुले नहीं थे, लोग खाना नहीं खा सकते थे, और फिर भी किसी को इतनी ज्यादा जरूरत है वो अपने घर में बनाए।
Meera Agarwal ji or Vineet Goenka, I have another question for both of you before I go across to my other guests on this particular debate. Meera ji and Vineet Goenka, the question is for both of you. Meera ji, to you first. Now, the mayor has said that devotees abstain from meat, alcohol and spices during Navratri. Then why liquor shops have not been closed in the area? ऐसे सवाल पूछे जा रहे हैं।
नहीं, लिकर शॉप तो हाँ नहीं ठीक है, उसमें मुझे लगता है कि जन आक्रोश तो लिकर शॉप्स के लिए भी है। लगातार ये मैं फेसबुक पे और सोशल मीडिया पे और आपके टेलीविज़न वगैरह पर भी ये लगातार देखती हूँ कि लोगों ने भारी आक्रोश के साथ कुछ शराब की दुकानें सील भी कर दी हैं। तो अब अगर ये इसमें जो मुझे कोई कह रहा है कि इसके पीछे इंटेंशन क्या है, कि ध्रुवीकरण तो इंटेंशन ये नहीं। अब जब आप ये कहते हैं एक तरफ तो कि भाई जितने मुस्लिम्स लोग ये खाते हैं या उनकी ये दुकान है, उससे ज़्यादा हिंदू लोग भी करते हैं, तो इसमें कहीं पर भी कोई ध्रुवीकरण की मंशा नहीं है। इसमें सिर्फ त्यौहार की पवित्रताओं को ध्यान में रखते हुए ये एक फैसला लिया गया है, जो मुझे लगता है उसमें कहीं कोई गलत बात नहीं है। ऐसे फैसले का अपने आप में सबको रिस्पेक्ट करनी चाहिए।
Okay, Vineet Goenka, how will you like to respond? Why are liquor shops still open during Navratri?
Heena ji, I don't have words to thank you. I've been requesting AAP CM not to sell liquor the way he's selling. He's promoting liquor like a salesman, reducing the age of
So you can request the mayor also, no?
Yeah.
The mayor has come out with an order. He has asked that the meat shops should be shut during Navratri. If that has been your request, you can request your mayor only to shut liquor shops also during Navratri.
Yes, ma'am.
You have all the powers.
Let me complete my answer first, ma'am. Let me complete my answer, ma'am. My request is, it's a nice channel, it is a fantastic anchor. So my request to Arvind Kejriwal ji through you is, by reducing age of drinking, by increasing the number of hours of selling the liquor, increasing the shop, he is not only harming the Hindu majority, but also harming the sentiments of Muslim minority. Because Islam also does not allow it. So if he's eyeing on the votes of Islam, my request to him is not to do this. And families get disturbed when people drink. So my request through you to him is he should stand up and tell, okay, South MCD has stopped meat selling. I will stop selling alcohol in the entire Delhi region. And it will be a fantastic thing. My request again through you to everybody who is discussing this is, please respect our sentiments. These are 9 days of celebration. Fantastic celebration of Mother. Why do you want to hurt us by asking us that why should not you eat meat or why should we not sell meat? 9 दिन में कोई बहुत बड़ा नुकसान नहीं होगा. Economical नुकसान तो बिल्कुल नहीं होगा.
Swati Malik, so technically somebody from South Delhi is free to buy meat from Central Delhi or West Delhi. So meat eating may not be impacted, but meat sellers will be. How will you like to respond to what the BJP representative on the show had to say, what a former mayor had to say, that this has been the request of one particular community, and why suddenly on 4th of April we have seen this kind of an order coming?
With all due respect to Navratras and all of us following or this practice currently in these 9 days, with all due respect to the religious sentiments, there is a basic that the BJP keeps forgetting, whether it is the municipal council, whether it is the central ministry sitting out there, which is called the Constitution of India. They keep forgetting and they keep wanting to surpass the Constitution of India, which gives us the freedom to choose. I have a freedom of choice. I should be allowed to eat what I want to eat. I should be allowed to wear what I wear, and I should be allowed to practice whatever religion I wish to. Now, that is that Constitution of India is what BJP needs to be. We have to keep hammering them, keep reminding them of that sacred text, which is the governing book of this country, which protects our sovereignty, which protects our constitution today, our country today. So, if you notice this whole tactic of delayed order, it is nothing but something done to only distract from increasing petrol prices, which we have seen, distract from the fact that the Swachh Sarvekshan of 2021, where this municipal corporation itself, I'm talking about South Delhi, forget East Delhi and forget North Delhi, even East Delhi out of 47 has stood at 31. So what they have been elected for by the people, they are not doing that. They're failing at that completely. But to distract people from their failures, they keep bringing these religious sentiments. And we Indians, we are very religious people, and we believe very strongly about our religions. We feel very strongly about our religions. And that is what at every time they fail, they want to only distract the public with, in putting in some sort of a religious sentiment somewhere. So we all forget whatever failures they faced, whatever hardship they are putting us through. Why are they not talking about petrol prices? Why are they not talking about being 31 or North Delhi being 45 and East Delhi being 40 out of 47 cities, being the dirtiest I'm talking about? Right. So to hide that is why they keep bringing in these religious sentiments. And as far as this particular order is concerned, of course, it is post-dated. Of course, this is not the procedure it was laid out for. It should have been brought to the municipal council. It should have been, we should have all been allowed to discuss this, to debate it. But again, to bring on 31st March, they didn't discuss it. Right. So to avoid all that and just to show again that this is nothing but distract and divert, that is their only policy, and that is what they're trying to achieve through even this meat ban, which they have imposed in South Delhi. And one more thing I would like to point out, if it is hurting my sentiments when I see a meat shop, then anybody else eating meat in restaurants, in pubs, everything should be closed. Why this one rule only for this particular, why only for the shops, right? And like rightly said before, there is livelihood attached to it. There are families. So mayor should have also ensured in that letter that whatever the families of those owners are, whenever they need to, whatever they need to be fed, he will ensure that also. So it has to be, this is nothing but to grab.
Okay. So the Congress party says this is nothing but to distract the attention of the people from the main issues that should actually be discussed at this point in time. And important points you've raised. I'll get the BJP spokesperson to respond to that. But before that, Rizwan Siddiqui, there are around 1,500 registered meat shops in the jurisdictions of the SDMC. And this order is only going to impact these local shops that are there that come under SDMC. But it's not really going to impact big businesses which will continue to sell meat during Navratri as well. And the mayor, it seems, has got no problem with that. What is the intention of the mayor, in your opinion?
See, I don't want to discuss anything which is to do with somebody's intention, because that is a very difficult question to answer. What is the aim and intent of a person is something that can only and only be answered once everything is brought on the table. But what I see here is, talking only from the point of law and looking at it from the entire situation as a lawyer, what I see is that the Constitution has been around for almost 71 years now. These religions that we are talking about, they have been here even prior to that, even after the Constitution was brought in, was tabled, was modified, was changed multiple times. They have been around. The religions have been around. The religious practices have been around. The Constitution has been around. What I see is that these kind of debates that we have, keeping religion in mind and keeping these kind of religious practices, or for example, like my learned friend just gave an example of, banning of firecrackers and comparing the banning of firecrackers to banning of meat. This is not the right example, because banning of firecrackers was done because it was injurious to health, it was injurious to the environment, it was injurious to a lot of things. And India has signed multiple treaties with regards to protection of environment, and there are a lot of other questions. Whereas as far as consumption of meat is concerned, that has got nothing to do with, as a matter of fact, this cannot be even correlated to the argument that my friend was trying to make with regards to not allowing of selling of firecrackers. As far as the Constitution is concerned, the constitutional rights have been provided, and they have been there for everybody to read. It is there in multiple languages, so that even if somebody does not understand English as a language, they can read in their own language. The Constitution has provided under Article 19(1)(g), under Article 21, under Article 25, under Article 29. All these articles talk about how religious practices, how a profession needs to be treated, and how these are guaranteed rights as a fundamental right. But what I see is, we are trying to show, one religion being more powerful than the other. This act of biasness that I see is that you are trying to show superiority over one religion as compared to the other. See, a religious sentiment of one particular community cannot, you can say, supersede the religious sentiments of another community. You cannot decide for any sect of people or any person of any community for that matter. These are some things that are for the courts to decide. A mayor, churning out this kind of an order, I will not get into what was the aim and object. I will only talk about the legality of the order. If this kind of an order is challenged in the High Court, I'm extremely confident that this particular order will not survive. The only problem that I see is that the timing of the order was put in such a way that it becomes difficult for somebody to file a writ petition in the High Court and get a favorable order immediately. So I can see that very clearly, as a lawyer that I can see that very clearly. I don't know what the aim and object is. I'm only talking about how religions and how religious practices and how all these things have to be considered under the provisions of law. I can only say that. I cannot say anything beyond that. But of course,
interesting points and important ones, in fact, you have made, Rizwan Siddiqui. Let me now go across to Ravi Srivastav as well, political analyst who's joining us live this evening. Ravi Srivastav, the question here is very simple. Why should a mayor decide what one wants to eat and when that person should be eating it? I mean, the mayor, you just heard him say that 11 तारीख के बाद अगर आपको खाना है तो आप breakfast में भी खा लीजिए meat, उसको कोई problem नहीं है. Why should a mayor be dictating what people of Delhi should eat and what they shouldn't?
I think it has been amply debated and mentioned by the other co-panelists well in advance that the mayor is not a competent authority to release this kind of an order. And what I learned in the afternoon today, that the order has not yet been served. It has been only a letter which is given to the commissioner of the SDMC, and the formal order is awaited to be served on the people who are going to be affected. This is a broader agenda. This is everywhere the elections are due. Such distraction politics is being played. This polarization is done. What kind of logic and a farce argument is this? You respect my religion. You respect my religion, you first respect my religion too. You don't have an authority to impose your wishes on me. I will do what suits me, what is my sentiment, what is my religion asks for. Who are you to guide me for that? Now it is happening everywhere. I see in Karnataka here, for halal, hijab, then azan, then loudspeaker, all distractions purposefully, deliberately created to polarize people. Elections are around the corner. These MCD elections, the way illogically the government has postponed, they were merging it. Tomorrow they will say we want to merge Gujarat and Maharashtra also, so we will hold the elections after the merged entity comes in. So what kind of argument is this? But with a brutal majority, you get it passed in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and you want to further delay it. My point here in the meat eating is, as the person who is selling a meat on the street, is he asking you to come and take from me? Is he forcing you? And if somebody has to eat it, there are suppliers available across Delhi who will serve you at your residence. So what is the big thing about it? Then somebody says, no, near my temple it should not be there. Somebody changed the goalpost. No, it should not be, smelling to me. What kind of farce logics are being given? This is unconstitutional. This is against the fundamental rights. What I have to my right to food, what I wear, this is absolutely nobody's business. This is a power given to me by my constitution, and I'll exercise it. The way my friend lawyer said it, that if one can go to court and all, this is a fit case of distracting people. But 10 rupees a litre petrol price raised up in last 1 week. What kind of logic is this?
Okay.
What is happening?
Meera Agarwal wants to respond to what you're saying, Ravi Srivastava.
मुझे लग रहा है ये जो लगातार ये बात ये कह रहे हैं रवि जी की एमसीडी इलेक्शन पास है इसलिए पॉलिटिकल प्रोपेगेंडा, ये वाली बात बिल्कुल भी नहीं है। अभी तो ये एमसीडी इलेक्शन का, और इन्होंने जो ये कहा कि जिस तरह से इसको इलेक्शन को रोका गया अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल तरीके से, जबकि लगातार गृह मंत्री जी का संसद में एक एक बात का जवाब दिया गया, उसको इस वाले विषय से जोड़ना एकदम गलत है। और ये अभी जो डिसीजन लिया गया है, मुझे एक बात इनसे पूछनी है, जो अभी दिल्ली सरकार ने निर्णय लिया कि 2 घंटे की मुस्लिम ऑफिसर्स को दिन में नमाज पढ़ने के लिए छुट्टी दी जाएगी। अब चाहे वो पब्लिक डीलिंग में है, चाहे वो ऑफिसर कितने ही जरूरी उसमें है, उसके बारे में इनको क्या कहना है? कोई व्यक्ति जा करके उनसे किसी काम के लिए जो हर्ज होना है लगातार इतना, उसके बारे में इन्हें क्या कहना है? वो अपीसमेंट नहीं है क्या? अगर इतने साल से कभी इस तरह की बात नहीं हुई,
तो आप मान रही है कि ये अपीसमेंट है? तो आप मान रही है कि ये अपीसमेंट है, मीरा अग्रवाल जी? सो यू आर एक्सेप्टिंग? आपने अभी कहा वो अपीसमेंट नहीं है, आपने एक एग्जांपल दिया और आपने कहा वो अपीसमेंट नहीं है, तो क्या आज जो मेयर ने किया है वो अपीसमेंट है?
नहीं, वो अपीसमेंट
आपने एक एग्जांपल दिया और आपने फिर कहा वो अपीसमेंट नहीं है क्या? सो आई वांट टू आस्क यू, क्या ये जो अभी हो रहा है, क्या ये अपीसमेंट है?
मैं पूछ रही हूँ कि इस तरह का ऑर्डर अगर पहले नहीं आया था, अब आया है, तो उसमें अगर ये वाला भी ऑर्डर वक्त की जरूरत को देखते हुए इस समय में आया है, तो इसमें गलत क्या है? मैं ये
मीरा जी एक बात बताइए, आप खुद एक मेयर रह चुकी हैं मीरा जी। मैं रवि श्रीवास्तव से इसका जवाब भी मांगूंगी, लेकिन उससे पहले मीरा जी, आप एक मेयर खुद रह चुकी हैं। A mayor represents not one religious group or people. Navratri is practiced with abstinence. But what about Muslims who are celebrating Ramadan?
हाँ.
Are those not the responsibility of the mayor?
नहीं, तो रमजान नहीं, इसीलिए हमने उस चीज का विरोध नहीं किया ना जी। हमने इसलिए दिल्ली सरकार के उस फैसले का या किसी और फैसले का कभी कोई विरोध नहीं किया। मुझे ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि मेयर ने एक अपनी जो उसके पास जो लोगों की रिक्वेस्ट आई, वो एक उस मंशा से एक लेटर सिर्फ कमिश्नर को लिखा है, प्रॉपर ऑर्डर अभी आना है, और उसमें इतनी हाई तौबा के इलेक्शंस को जोड़ करके ये लोग हाई तौबा करते हैं। ये चीजें, इस तरह की चीजें, हर चीज को पॉलिटिकलाइज करना मुझे लगता है वो गलत है।
Ravi Srivastava wants to come in and then Vineet Goenka. Same question for you. Ravi Srivastava first.
जी
दिल्ली सरकार के ऊपर एक आरोप ये भी लगा था कि आप जो मस्जिद के इमाम और जो मुअज्जम होते हैं उनको आप महीने का एक भत्ता देते हैं।
हाँ।
ये आरोप अरविंद केजरीवाल पर क्यों लगा? उसके पहले की सरकारें नहीं दे रही थी क्या? तो किसी को सिंगल आउट करना इस चीज के लिए कि वो अपीजमेंट कर रहा है, हम अपीजमेंट नहीं करते थे, दिस इज टोटली इनकरेक्ट. What you are saying it that shows your intention. Intention is more important. That at this time, how to polarize people. आज तक नवरात्र नहीं मनाए गए देश के अंदर का पहले।
बात ही नहीं है, इसमें लोगों की रिक्वेस्ट पर मेयर ने एक भावना को जाहिर किया है। इसमें इंटेंशन की कोई बात नहीं है। और जहाँ तक एमसीडी आप ले गए कि भाई एमसीडी के इलेक्शन जिस तरह रोके गए, अरे वो बात एक अलग चर्चा का विषय है। वो
अलग चर्चा है मैडम,
कोई संबंध नहीं है जो आपने उसको इसमें जोड़ा
कर रहे हैं। आप जो मुद्दे हैं
ये बताइए रवि जी, इलेक्शन को एमसीडी के इलेक्शन को जिस तरह से रोका गया वो इसमें कहाँ आता है? वो इस ऑर्डर से कहाँ संबंधित है?
देखिए, जिन लोगों के पास
मैं नहीं बनाना चाहती है, आप बनाना चाह रहे हैं, पॉलिटिकल आप करना चाह रहे हैं इसको।
आप सुनिए पहले, जो गरीब लोग हैं,
आपने अपनी भाषा में अपने जबकि ये बिल जब रखा गया पार्लियामेंट में, जब ये बिल रखा गया
गरीब लोग हैं,
तीन एमसीडी को एक करने के लिए जो बिल रखा गया उसमें प्रॉपर डिबेट हुई और गृह मंत्री जी ने हर प्रश्न का बहुत सिलसिलेवार जवाब दिया। आप उसको इसमें ला रहे हैं। आप अपनी ये बात करिए ना, ये बात ठीक है कि ऑर्डर ठीक है या गलत है, आप इसमें चर्चा कीजिए।
Okay, both of you calm down. Both of you calm down. I want Vineet Goenka to now respond to what I had asked earlier. Vineet Goenka, like I asked Miss Meera Agarwal, a mayor represents not one religious group of people. Navratri is practiced with abstinence, but what about Muslims who are celebrating Ramadan? Before I started this debate, we heard what the people have to say. Also living in areas that come under SDMC. What about their sentiments? What about their religious sentiments?
Thank you, Heena ji. And I have never seen an anchor like you who has given ample time without interruption to all my co-panelists. Very nice, ma'am. So let me now tell you all the answers of
to
the
you
earlier
also.
panelists. Yeah, of course. Everybody. You have given everybody and to me also. So I congratulate you. And there have been pointers which have been pointed by representatives of political party and proxy representatives of political parties also here. So let me go one by one. An order comes on 23rd January 2019.
Mr. Vineet Goenka, you know, let me just make it very, very clear. Let's be respectful towards each other. These are my guests, just like you. Everybody on the show is my guest today. So please respond to what these people have said without, you know, being personal with anybody. That's my request, humble request.
Okay, let me keep my point, and I'm sure you will give me enough time to answer all the 19 questions been raised by earlier 4 people in 3 rounds without represented by
19 questions. Okay.
Yeah, I've written that. I can read all the 19 questions which have been asked. I've been very academic to write one by one. So somebody asked about, you know, what happens. You never talked about petrol prices.
I have very little time on the debate left, so you'll have to be really quick with your answers, Mr. Vineet Goenka.
If you want, I will not answer also, ma'am. That's not a problem, because that's not an absolute problem. We were never allowed.
Go ahead.
Decades and decades in Congress as to speak, so that's not a problem. I will not get offended, madam, at all. You have your right as an anchor. But let me tell you, the lady who talked about petrol prices, she should also talk about non-payment, which is due from the state government to MCD, which runs into 13,000 crore rupees. And because of this, in the Corona period, my Valmiki brother, let me also put it again, Hindu Valmiki brother was not paid his salary because state government of Delhi chose not to pay the legitimate dues of MCD. Number 2, the corruption of in Jal board.
So why did your corporators did not raise it up in the assembly? Why did you not people raise it up with a particular government?
I will not like to get into this.
Okay. Ravi Srivastava, let him make his point. Ravi Srivastava, let him make his point first. Let him finish. I'll come back to you for a response as well.
We are on a beat debates, madam.
Vineet Goenka, go ahead.
This happens with him, madam. Don't worry. So when there is a corruption in DTC, we don't raise it or what. But I'm not talking about DTC corruption. I'm not talking about Jal board corruption. I'm not talking about even the payment done to the imams. But for somebody who said this was earlier paid, the order is dated 23rd January 2019. Who was the chief minister? You can tell me in Delhi.
No, first you tell me about the order dated 4th of April, the letter that was written by SDMC mayor. Please talk about that and the specific questions that I have asked you.
there is a deliberate attempt to stop me from speaking a single line continuously, either by you or by somebody else. Let me complete, madam. I heard everybody.
But Mr. Vineet Goenka, you said that there are about 19 questions that you have noted down. Why don't you respond to those 19 questions? I hope they are relevant to the issue that we are discussing tonight.
Whenever Hindu is insulted, you are very excited. But let me now tell you one thing. This is a request. It's a celebration of Mother.
Come on, Mr. Vineet Goenka. I am a Hindu myself and do not dare say things like that. I'm sorry. This is a very convenient answer that you are giving today because you do not want to respond to the basic question that I have asked you.
Madam, I have seen many senior anchors who try to distract, but I will not lose my composure. Neither I will lose my answer, madam. Please respect my answer.
I am not trying to distract Mr. Vineet Goenka. I have asked you a straight question and you do not want to respond to that straight question.
A single line, ma'am. You're interrupting every single line.
No, I am giving you all the time. I asked you a direct question. Where is the answer?
Madam, let me answer.
I asked you a straight question. Forget about those 19 questions. Okay, forget about those 19 questions. I will ask you one straight question. Mr. Vineet Goenka, Mr. Vineet Goenka, Mr. Vineet Goenka, Mr. Vineet Goenka, you spoke about 19 questions. I want to ask you one question. Mr. Vineet Goenka. Mr. Vineet Goenka, Mr. Vineet Goenka, please hear my question now. A mayor represents not one religious group or people. A mayor represents not one religious group or people. Navratri is practiced with abstinence. What about Muslims who are celebrating Ramadan is my straight question for you.
Void of a Hindu. Why are you muzzling whites? Madam, there is nowhere in Islam written that in
Vineet Goenka, let's not make it so petty. We are discussing a serious issue.
एक बार तो सम्मान दे दीजिए हमें हमें लगा कि हमको दुख होता है हमारे दुख को आप एक बार भी जाहिर नहीं कर देंगे
मैं सबसे पहले जब डिबेट शुरू की थी I came to you, I gave you time to respond, so you cannot accuse me of not giving you time to respond.
हिंदू धर्म के मंदिर को दे दीजिए. We never objected, madam. When you gave 90
Okay, please respond if you want to say something. Mr. Vineet Goenka, if you have an answer, please respond.
But you never paid a single penny to pujaris. We never objected, ma'am. I never objected when you went to Rome, ma'am. I never said कि वैष्णो देवी भी जाइए.
Do you have an answer to the direct question that I asked you?
My direct question is,
do you have an answer?
Please show me a single book in Islam which says that in Ramadan meat should be eaten. Please tell me, madam. Please show me a single article in Constitution where it is written that meat should be sold in Ramadan. Rather, if the person phrases Article 48, it says protection should be there. And when we respect minority, I enjoy people doing namaz. I enjoy when they have Ramadan. I respect them. I also respect them when they ask for only halal meat. But can't I ask for jhatka meat? Can't I ask for kosher meat? Why are you not respecting my sentiments, madam? I'm folding a hand. I'm saying कि मेरा तो 9 दिन की बात है केवल. आप बाकी दिन खाइए ना जो खाना है. आप जब मीट सर्व करते तो मैं थोड़ी बोलता कि आप हलाल मत खाइए. मैं कह रहा मुझे झटका दीजिए.
नहीं तो अब आप डिसाइड करेंगे कि किसको क्या खाना चाहिए और कब खाना चाहिए. Is the mayor now going to decide what we should be eating?
Please tell me a single.
Isn't it denial of right of choice?
पढ़ाई भी नहीं करके आते
So they're doing one after the other.
इस तरह से लगातार उन दिनों में
स्वाति wants to come in. स्वाति मालिक
के लिए कह रहे हैं ना जी. ये तो नहीं कह रहे कि अपने घर में आप ना खाइए. हम अपने घर में अपना त्योहार मना रहे हैं. बाजार में
स्वाति मालिक wants to come in.
के टुकड़े पड़े हैं, हड्डियों के टुकड़े पड़े हैं. उनसे हमें ऑब्जेक्शन है. हमें किसी के घर में त्योहार मनाने से कोई ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं है.
Benefited Muslim girls. Madam, why do you want to deny Hindu equality? Madam, I see there is a denial of Hindu. Look, I am requesting you, madam. It's only 9 days. हमारा थोड़ा तो सम्मान कर दीजिए, madam. थोड़ा तो कर दीजिए.
Heena, if I may come in,
इतना तकलीफ हो जाएगा.
Swati Malik wants to respond.
Heena,
Swati Malik wants to respond.
the unfortunate part is that BJP today has become the, मतलब पूरा Hinduism उन्होंने ही संभाला हुआ है. It looks like. It looks like they are the. Please let me complete now. No. Please let me complete. Don't interrupt. Don't interrupt. I can't. Well, there is a saying which is very common with BJP, which is to not indulge in this shout. I can't match you. I cannot match you in this shouting. I can talk logic.
हिंदू सेंटिमेंट को हर्ट करेंगे चलेगा. मैं
आपसे प्लीड करूंगा. मैं भी हिंदू हूं. क्या हो गया इसमें? अब इतने हिंदुइज्म
विनीत गोयनका एक बात बताइए, विनीत गोयनका, चलिए स्वाति 1 सेकंड, विनीत गोयनका आप एक बात बताइए, सेंटिमेंट्स क्या, 1 सेकंड विनीत गोयनका, तो सेंटिमेंट्स क्या, ये जो शॉप्स होते हैं जहां पर मीट बेचा जाता है, अगर उनको बंद कर दिया जाएगा तो क्या उससे सेंटिमेंट हर्ट होने बंद हो जाएंगे? व्हाट अबाउट अदर प्लेसेस वेयर मीट विल कंटिन्यू टू गेट सोल्ड?
This is the first time
People can get meat online also.
respect our even request, ma'am.
Why is it being said that?
इतना संजीली क्या है, madam? Why it is so rigidity that you stop your car and don't go to office even if there is an economical loss because there is a prayer going on. Even if you don't want to listen, but today we are requesting you. कि 9 दिन 2 दिन
Shocking the kind of things
हमने कभी बोला कि मत पे करिए इमाम।
Swati, my point is, why wake up on 4th of April on the 3rd Navratra? Why wake up on 4th of April? If this indeed was the intention, then why was this order not released on, say, 31st of March, 30th of March, so that these people could have been prepared for something else during these 9 days?
and like
Vineet Goenka, do you have an answer?
Of course, ma'am. My answer is very simple. We don't want you to hurt our sentiments. My answer is very simple. Please show me a single book which says in Ramzan meat should be eaten.
Okay.
Please show me
I want to give the last word now to Swati Malik. Okay, Vineet Goenka, you've made your point. I want to give the last word now to Swati.
Please show me that, ma'am.
all I want to say, we will not.
Swati Malik, I want to give you the last word.
Thank you, Heena. All I want to say is that Hindu sentiment, Hinduism is not so sensitive. It's not so sensitive. It's not so tender. It's not filled with ego. What BJP is trying to make it to be. Everything, attaching everything, making it about Hindu, Muslim, Hindustan, Pakistan, whether it's Shamshan, Kabristan, that seems to be their constant narrative. Even now, the BJP spokesperson constantly spoke about how Hindu sentiments are getting hurt. How are they getting hurt?
It is getting hurt, ma'am.
Please let me complete.
हमारी कोई भावना नहीं है.
You will keep interrupting. You will not listen to logic. You will not listen to.
Please show me a single line in any religious book of Islam which says that on Ramzan.
Please tell me where is the ban? In the same constitution of India that you are referring to, where is the ban? Please tell me where is the ban on sale of meat? What are you talking, sir?
Very nice celebration, madam.
Where is the ban in the constitution? Durga Puja mein, no, listen. Now, Mr. Vineet, please listen to me. Durga Puja mein, पूरे पंडाल में, it is celebrated with non-vegetarian art. Where Bengali is not Hindu enough for you? Are they not Hindu enough for you? What are you talking? Don't limit Hinduism to this extent.
No, and moreover, technically, if somebody from South Delhi wants to buy meat, that person can very conveniently go to Central Delhi or West Delhi or any other part of the national capital. So meat eating may not be impacted, but meat sellers definitely are going to be impacted. That's the bottom line. As far as this particular order is concerned, I'm completely out of time now. Thank you very much, all of you, for the moment, for joining us here.